History of United Kingdom in the present century, 20th century. So here we find two world wars, very important world wars, World War One and World War Two. So Victoria's numerous children married into different European royal families, and the alliances between these related monarchies escalated into the Great World War. That is World War One, which is from 1914 to 1918. After World War One, the Labour Party was created in Britain. The general strike of nearly 1926 and the worsening economy led to radical political changes, including one in which women were finally granted the same universal suffrage as men in 1928. In 1936, Edward VIII succeeded to the throne but abdicated the same year to marry Wallis Simpson, a twice divorced American woman. His brother then unexpectedly became George VI after the scandal. Nazi Germany were becoming more menacing as Hitler grew more powerful and aggressive. Finally, Britain and France were forced to declare war on Germany after the invasion of Poland in September, making the beginning of the World War II. So here in this 20th century, we find lot of controversies between the people, between the country, etc., which led to World War One and World War Two. The popular and charismatic Winston Churchill became the wartime prime minister in 1940, and his speeches encouraged the British to fight of the attempt German invasion. In one of his most patriotic speeches before the Battle of Britain 1940, Churchill addressed the British people with, "We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing grounds, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall also fight in the hills, we shall never surrender." And indeed, Britain did not surrender. Following World War II, the United Kingdom was bankrupt and in ruins. The British Empire was dismantled little by little, first granting the independence to India and Pakistan in 1947, then to the other Asian, African, and Caribbean colonies in 1950s and 60s. Most of these colonies formed the British Commonwealth, now known as the Commonwealth of Nations. 53 states are now members of the Commonwealth, accounting for 1.8 billion, that is about 30% of the global population and 25% of the world's island area. In 1952, the current Queen of England, Elizabeth II, ascended to the throne at the age of 26. The 1960s saw the dawn of pop and rock music with bands like the Beatles, Pink Floyd, the Rolling Stones rising to the prominence and the hippie subculture developing. So here we find people were concentrating more on their leisure areas rather than political. So after the reign of Elizabeth II, saw the dawn. It means the morning of pop and rock music and etc. So the 1970s brought the oil crisis and the collapse of British industry. Conservative Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher was elected in 1979 and served until 1990. So, among the accomplishments, she privatized the railways and shut down inefficient factories. But she also increased the gap between the rich and the poor by scaling back social security. Her methods were so harsh that she was nicknamed as the Iron Lady. So here in our 20th century, we find a lot of changes after the World War One, World War Two, and also a lot of civil wars inside the Britain. We find a lot of changes, and here this Elizabeth II reigned for nearly 80 plus years, and she has made a history, and her period is also termed to be a golden period for Britain. Why? Because Britain wake up from all the crises like oil crisis, industry crisis, everything. So this century, that is like 20th century, seems to be a very precious century for Britain.